Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. In this video, I've got some just absolutely jaw dropping information. So please, guys, stick around and just see. I mean, this is absolutely insane what I'm about ready to show you. So hopefully, you guys are understanding it. It's a bit complicated at first, but it's not. Once you understand it, it's absolutely mind blowing. So with that being said, let's talk about. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Zenith of the Alpha America, who's listed here, and you guys can see on the left side here. He's the one who discovered this initial connection to Barack Obama being in the classroom reading the book to children and how it's connected to 9/11, I Pet Goat, and George W. Bush. And so give him a sub and check him out. So I appreciate him for sharing that. And also, I'm going to show you how I found more that just makes it even just absolutely mind blowing. So it's going to be all about perfect numbers, guys. All about perfect numbers. If you guys don't know what that is, a perfect number is essentially a positive integer that is equal to the sum of its proper divisors. So that just means, for instance, the number 6 is a perfect number and its divisors add up to 6. So the divisors of 6 are 1, 2, and 3, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. Therefore, 6 is a perfect number. Now, what makes this even more interesting, and basically what I'm going to show you now, let me just go to the next screen here. A perfect number is basically what I just showed you, a number that its divisors add up to itself. So it always goes back to itself. Now, 6 being the smallest, 28 is the next perfect number, 496 is the next one, and then the next one is a quite big difference. It's all the way up to 8,128. And there's more perfect numbers, but the bigger you go, the farther you go, the bigger these numbers get, and they're absolutely impossible to use in any kind of calculations. So knowing what we know now, guys, based off of perfect numbers, we know there's only 4 perfect numbers in the first 8,128 digits. Okay, so that's very hard to hit. And I'm going to show you how 2 perfect numbers hit on the day that Obama was in the classroom and just how perfect it was scripted with him. So the first thing we want to talk about here also is the connection to I Pet Goat. Obama was in the classroom, kind of like George W. Bush was in the classroom on 9/11 reading the Pet Goat to the children when he found out about the towers. And this video that most of you probably already know called I Pet Goat, up there at the top left, you guys can see 2 images from that video. It's an animated video. You can see George W. Bush in the classroom, just like he was on 9/11. And you can see Obama with the graduation hat on. And in the video, George W. Bush turns around in his chair and turns into Obama. Well, that's obviously symbolic for Obama becoming president after George W. Bush, because George W. Bush was the 43rd president and Obama was the 44th president. But also, what are the chances that now, just like George Bush, you have Obama in the classroom? Like I said, on December 12th, you guys can see there, December 12th, 2023, Obama was in the classroom in Chicago reading to children, just like George W. Bush. He was dressed as Santa, and he was reading the book called Santa's Got to Go by Derek Barnes. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But let's just talk about the perfect numbers to start, guys. So from the day that Bush was reading the children's book on 9/11 to the day Obama was reading the children's book in Chicago on December 12th, 2023, it was exactly a perfect number, guys, 8,128 days. So just think about that first off. I mean, that in itself is pretty mind-blowing that it was a perfect number between Bush and Obama being in the classroom, okay, which is depicted in I Pet Goat. But not only is 8,128 a perfect number, it's also a triangular number, which just means the sum. Basically, it's the 127th triangular number, which means if you add the digits 1 through 127 up, all of them, you get 8,128. And why is that important to 9/11, guys? Well, because on 9/11, 127 is a big number because buildings 1, 2, and 7 are the buildings that fell on that day when Bush was in the classroom. And now you have the 127 triangular number to Obama being in the classroom. And it's just perfect, guys. And don't forget, Pearl Harbor also was an attack on the United States that happened on December 7th, which is 127. And just remember, guys, also, I mean, basically from Pearl Harbor, from the anniversary of Pearl Harbor this past year on December 7th, if you add the day to December 12th when Obama was in the classroom, it was 6 days. And six, of course, is also a perfect number. But this is where it gets even crazier, guys. If you go from the lightning strike at the White House, and the reason I'm making this connection, guys, is because look at the iPad Goat video. Look how Bush is pointing to the lightning bolt going through the brain beneath the chalkboard. And look at how there's a dragon beside it. What's very interesting about that, guys, we're going into the year of the dragon. That starts exactly a month from now on December 10th. But that lightning bolt is very significant because lightning, in the Strong's Concordance of the Strong's Concordance of the Bible, lightning, barak, means lightning. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyways, there was a lightning strike on Obama's birthday at the White House in 2022, August 4th, 2022. And guys, if you go from that day, August 4th, 2022, the lightning strike at the White House on Obama's birthday, to the same day that he was in the classroom, it's 496 days. And as I showed you here, guys, 496 is the other perfect number, just like 8,128 from 9/11. He was in the classroom 496 days after the lightning strike at the White House on his birthday, and his name means lightning, guys. And in iPad Goat, Bush is pointing to the lightning and the dragon. Okay, it's just absolutely mind blowing. This is, and don't forget, guys, that if you notice that 496 is also a triangular number, which is the 31st triangular number, which breaks down to the 11th prime. And again, 9/11 happened on 9/11, right? All about the two ones, the 11, right? So these numbers, if you guys don't understand this, please pause and just read what I have here and try to understand how improbable this is. That this is two perfect numbers that tie Obama in the classroom on that same day. Okay, it's like I said, there's only four perfect numbers in that are even small enough to calculate, and that's 496 and 8128, and Obama was scripted perfectly on that day with both of them. Okay, but it wasn't even that, just only it was this. Like, just look at this. Obama took oath on January 20th, 2009 as president. He was inaugurated, right? And from the day he inaugurated to the day of him being in the classroom was exactly 777 weeks, guys. That's the jackpot number, the 777. You can consider this a type of perfect number as well, right? So there's three connections perfectly scripted for Obama being in the classroom. 777 weeks exactly. Not even an extra day, guys. Just exactly 777 weeks. And remember, a week is a 7 days, and it's 777 weeks of sevens, right? And that's from his inauguration as president. But what about from his birth date? He was born on Friday, August 4th, 1961, which means he was 22,775 days old on the day that he was in the classroom. Well, there's something very interesting about this number, 22,777, and that is that if you divide that number by 911, you get an even number, right? Which is the number 25. And 25 is devil. And Obama was dressed as Santa Claus, or you could say Satan Claus. And remember, Satan falls like lightning, and Barak means lightning. As you can see here, guys, in the Hebrew Concordance, Strong's 1301, Barak means flash of lightning. And the lightning is in iPad Goat. There was a lightning strike at the White House on his birthday. And I just showed you how that matched up perfectly with the day he was in the classroom. And he was dressed as Santa Claus, or Satan, which equals 666 in Sumerian. And in the Bible, in Luke 10:18, Satan falls like lightning, and The devil is another word for Satan. And on the day that he was reading this book in the classroom, he was 911 times 25, and 25 is devil. But also notice that in iPad Goat, guys, on the chalkboard, the word evolution is there. However, it's not fully filled in. There's 3 blank spaces. So the word you actually get if you decode on the chalkboard, evoltin equals 25 like devil. And again, you have the devil symbolism right below that word, the lightning strike, and Satan, the dragon, falling like lightning. Remember, in gematria, I don't have it here, guys, but in gematria, Obama equals dragon, 103, both of them. So the dragon, which refers to this coming year, the year of the dragon, but also to Obama, the dragon that falls, Satan, okay? And what are the chances that the word on the chalkboard, if you just decode the letters that are there, evoltin, it is a direct match to devil. And that leads us to the days old he was when he was in the classroom, which he was 911 times 25 days old on that day, okay, which is the devil. And another connection here, guys, is if you think of the number 25 as 2 5s, right? 2 5s, it's 55. And in gematria, Satan equals 55 and lightning equals 55. So again, you could look at it that way as well. But it's just absolutely insane, you know. I just can't. I'm so speechless right now, guys. Even doing this video, I hope you guys are also understanding just how incredible this is. But it gets even better. Because let's talk about Trump for a minute, because Trump is tied to this. So on the chalkboard, you have the word evolution. However, it's not fully spelled in. But if you take the word evoltin, evoltn, evoltin, just notice it has the word volt in it, like electricity or lightning has voltage, right? Evoltin equals Trump in nearly all 4 of the base ciphers, okay? And why is this interesting, guys? Well, because Trump came after Bush and Obama, and Trump was essentially what they were pointing to on the chalkboard, the chaos that Trump was going to bring in the year of the dragon, which is the year we're in right now, guys, or we're going to be in a month. So just get ready. And again, not a coincidence that that word on the chalkboard is Trump in all 4 ciphers. And if you finish the word and you spell it out, you fill in the blank, you get the word evolution. And evolution just happens to equal president. So it's pointing to President Trump. And at that time, guys, Trump was not a president yet. This video, iPad Go, came out nearly 5 years before Trump was president. So this chalkboard is pointing to Trump, okay? And the dragon, which is this year. And considering what I told you before, guys, let's look at the 496 again. 496 is a perfect number, okay? It's the 31st triangular number also. In gematria, Obama also equals 31, just so you guys know. But 496 is Barack H. Obama, okay? And he was reading that book in the classroom 496 days after his birthday with a lightning strike at the White House, okay? And his name, Barack H. Obama, which you can see he uses, that this is a very familiar way that they use the name, the middle initial, just happens to equal 496. And if that wasn't enough, guys, the book he was reading, Santa's Gotta Go, was written by Derek Barnes. And Derek Barnes in Fibonacci down there, if you guys can see at the bottom right, Derek Barnes in Fibonacci gematria equals 496, like Barack H. Obama. Like he was in the classroom 496 days after his birthday, 8/4/2022. And again, 496 is that perfect number, which I already connected. And it's just, again, insanely connected. And last but not least, one more Derek Barnes connection. So Derek Barnes wrote the book Santa's Gotta Go, or Satan's Gotta Go. And it isn't it a joke, guys, because Satan has to go. Satan was kicked out of heaven, right? Satan's got to be kicked out of heaven is essentially what it's saying here. And he falls to earth, right? But anyway, Derek Barnes wrote this book, and Derek Barnes equals 127. And this takes us all the way back to the beginning of the decode, where I was talking about how 127 is the 31st prime and 31 is the 11th prime. But 127 is a huge number because buildings 1, 2, and 7 are the buildings that fell on 9/11. And Derek Barnes equals 127. And remember, Obama was in the classroom 8,128 days after Bush, and 8,128 is the 127th triangular number, which again goes right back to Derek Barnes, who wrote the book Santa's Gotta Go. So again, what a perfect script that this reality or these people have laid out for us. And this next coming year looks like it's going to be a big one, guys. Looks like it's going to be big. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. If you guys would hit the like button on your way out, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys see. Once again, thanks. Big shout out to Zenith of the Alpha and all the other decoders that went into this. I appreciate you all. Much love. And God bless you all. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.